What's up, everybody? So you guys are looking for a build where you can see stacks upon stacks upon stacks and stacks, and even when the enemies are dead, you continue stacking and proccing and stacking some more. Why? Because this is what you can do with this build. If you want a build that will get you the best outcome, which is fun, which is amazing, and that you will just enjoy your ass off while you are clearing D4 and you are just pushing through, the enemies is dead and you still begin to proc and you still are proccing everything that you can, then don't look further ahead, because now you will get the build that you've been waiting for, the build that never ends. This build is so damn OP and so damn powerful that at the same time it just wants you to delete the damn game whenever it lags and you need to quit out of the game. So the build that we're going to be talking about, it is... Yo, what is up, everybody? Prime Dice here again with another video. We are going to continue on the build guides. Okay, this guide is going to be quick and simple. There's only two builds out there that I am aware of. One is the normal ProtoPlague, as you see in the video. I know all of you guys already know about this build and whatever, but for all the new players out there, this is tier 21 set. I will go over all of that, you know. And the other one is a Proto Prime D4 build. Okay, that was named after Zombie. I really appreciate you, homie. Without further ado, let's get into the build. No time to waste. Okay, this one is an easy one. This is by far my favorite set in the game and my favorite build as well. Okay, we all know what happens with ProtoPlague. We all know why I don't use the ProtoPlague and all that stuff, etc. You know, since it breaks the damn game or whatever, you know. So they still haven't fixed it. I don't care about how slow it is. I just care whenever it just hangs on the top and it just lags forever right there. Okay, most likely you guys saw it in the video at the beginning or whatever, you know. So if not, then I will just showcase it eventually or whatever. I mean, you guys know. Okay, so without further ado, this build will entail the following things. Okay, obviously I have this build. I don't have all the pieces yet because I'm missing some runes and some enchants and all that stuff, but it still works perfectly. Okay, so the build that we're going to be rocking is the ProtoPlague set. This set, you can actually get it from tier 21. Okay, the Project Goodall in tier 21 over here. This where you can actually get the ProtoPlague set. Okay, this set actually got nerfed in the past. It used to be, instead of where was it, instead of having a 40% chance to add a stack of hardwood, it was 50% chance, you know, but they nerfed it. And then the total damage for the 4/4, I think it was like 250%, and now I think it's like 175 or 170, something like that. I totally forgot the numbers. You guys can go into the official Discord and look at the nerf and whatever whenever they fix at least at that portion or whatever, you know, for the damage. But this build is still viable. Okay, by the way, if you guys enjoyed my Witchum guide, I know that was a lengthy guide and whatever, but all the information when it comes to Witchum is out there, you know. Any suggestions, anything that you guys think that I should improve while I continue to do this series, make sure to let me know. Make sure to comment down below and just tell me your thoughts, your opinions and whatever, you know. Or you can join my Discord down below as well, and you can just tell me over there in my Discord. Okay, so without further ado, again, the build will revolve in actually having the ProtoPlague set. Okay, this one, again, you don't need Star Weave. That's why I'm showcasing this build, because it is free to play friendly. My Weedy is tier 19 still. Okay, the Weedy, you can get it over in tier 19 D4, and that's what I've been using because I don't have it up tier or anything like that. Clover, I went over in my last video where to get it, and Star Weave, I mean, you don't need Star Weave, but if you want Star Weave, it's in tier 9. Okay, but the ring for ProtoPlague is here. Okay, I mean, I'm losing TS here, but I really don't care, you know. So this is the build. Obviously any accessory that has dual strike will work, but best in slot is going to be Monarch's Command. And when it comes to the pet, I have Cold. Whenever I hit an enemy, Cold will actually activate, and it will attack closest and whatever, so on and so forth, you know. The pet over here, you're supposed to have a speed pet. The pet that it is required, as you've seen in the picture and whatnot on top, is Spirit. Why? Because Spirit is more inclined towards speed, and that's what you want. Okay, you want to be speedy, you want to have some attack so you can actually do a lot of damage and whatever, you know. But again, be mindful that this set, depending on the enemy that you're fighting, depending on your turn rate and all that stuff, the loading dots on top, it will stay there forever because it's just doing a shit ton of calculations and whatnot, and it just hangs there. Sometimes it will go through, but most of the time you just need to close out the game. Mind you, when you close out the game and that is happening, there is a chance that you will not be able to log back into the game. Okay, don't be scared. Your account isn't bricked, your account isn't nothing. It is still doing calculations. Believe it or not, the instance have not ended and whatever, and it will not let you go back into a game. What you need to do is close out the game, reopen the game. I've done it. There was an instance that I had to actually do it like 15 or 20 times in order for me to get back into the game. Okay, so that's why I don't use the set. It is just broken. People will defend this set, and I mean not this set, but the mechanics of the set and whatever to death. To me, that's stupid. The set, hey look, the set is amazing or whatever, but if it's broken and it's not working how it is intended to work, and if it's giving players a hard time, the set needs to be fixed. You know, either something needs to be fixed, either the code or the set, or something needs to be fixed, you know. But hey, I don't want no drama, I don't want no bullshit or whatever, you know, but people will use the excuse that they want to use. But anyway, I went on a tangent right there. Usually, me personally, I don't have that mount. Usually I will go with Venux, or I will go with Dracus, okay, because that is what I have. And just in case, if you guys don't know about the turn rate and all that stuff, let me give you a quick explanation on how that works. So the higher your speed, the higher your speed stat, and the lower your attack, the more turn rate you will have. Okay, the higher your speed and the lower the attack, the higher turn rate. You can have the same amount of speed, or you can go to 95,000 speed, but if you have 6,000, 7,000 attack, your turn rate may still be the same, or it will actually go lower because your attack rate is going high. I mean, because your attack is actually higher. I will showcase that at the end of the video, if you guys want to see that, so you guys can understand the turn rate and everything. I can go over Chuck's calculator where it shows you the turn rate, and at the end you will actually see what I'm talking about. Okay, but I just want to put that out there. Okay, so this set, so why does this set work? Obviously, 5% dual strike. This is the 2/2 for ProtoPlague. 5% dual strike for each team alive. That's all good. So where it begins to shine is when you have the 4/4, obviously, right? Because that's where you're going to get all the damage and all the procs and everything. As well with Weedy and the 3/4 that will give you the stacks. Okay, so before I forget, this build will be fully functional when you get Weedy. Okay, and I will show you why that reason is. So the 3/4, you have a 40% chance to add a stack of hardwood to a random teammate when you hit an enemy. Okay, and the 4/4, whenever a teammate gains 4 stacks of hardwood, remove them and deal whatever percent damage to the weakest enemy. So with Weedy, you want to have it on the copy any set effect that requires 3 pieces. Okay, so where a lot of people get confused is that they see that 40% here, and then they see Weedy, it says I will copy any set effect, right, blah blah. Then people will think that you have 80% to apply a stack. No, you just have 2 chances of 40% to actually apply the hardwood. Okay, so you will have your ProtoPlague with the 40%, and your witty will also have 40%. Okay, you don't add those two together. And then obviously you got your clover that works as well, since this is a percent base for the 3-4, like it's a chance, then your clover will also work in favor of this. Okay, so that's how the set actually works, and why this build is so OP, because you will always be proccing your hardwood and all that stuff, and you will always be getting stacks and stacks and stacks and stacks. Okay, so also if you're running a dungeon, the more familiars or the more people that are in your team, remember that this says you have a 40% chance to add a stack of hardwood to a random teammate. So the more that you have, and maybe this one will get one, maybe this other one will get one. So instead of for example, if you're running a team like this, instead of Kimusawa getting 2 right there, he only got 1, you know. So and remember that you need to actually get 4 stacks in order to proc the damage on the bottom. And then for Cold, whenever you hit an enemy, obviously your pet is going to be attacking, so you have because you're fast as crazy right now, right? So you're applying hardwood, your 4-4 is proccing, that 4-4, whenever it procs, it will actually proc your pet as well. So every time you're attacking, you're also proccing your pet whenever that procs and whatever, etc. Then you have your dual strike on top of that. It will give you another chance for you to actually hit an enemy, to add more stacks, and so on and so forth. And that's where the loop continues to be all crazy and whatever. Okay, if you guys still haven't cleared Weedy D4, this build, even without Weedy, will clear the D4, but take that with a grain of salt, because I have not seen it happen. I have just heard that people have cleared Weedy dungeon with ProtoPlague as well. Okay, but take it with a grain of salt, because I've tried to find the person who did it to see the setup. So obviously I can include it in this video and whatever, but hey, I have not found the person or whatever, etc. So but I heard that it actually clears the Weedy D4 as well. That's the tier 19. Okay, as well, if you don't have Weedy, the other piece that you can actually use, it's not as effective, right? Because it also got nerfed. So in the past, this one, the ProtoPlague cutter, every time an enemy dies, it used to give you 2 stacks, and now it's only 1 stack, you know. So another variation that you can actually have, well, another variation that people were using, it was using the ProtoPlague cutter whenever it had to apply 2 stacks, and they were using the ancient, the Proto Blaster, whatever. I totally forgot about the damn name, you know, but you will see the text on top of whenever I find the name. I will just add it and whatnot. So every time, and then you only needed to kill 1 enemy, and then you will get 4 stacks automatically, right? Because this one used to be 2 stacks, and then with the ancient, it will actually double that, and you will actually do the 4 automatically, and then everything, it just gets melted and obliterated and whatever, so on and so forth, you know. So with this build, usually in world boss or whatever, people will have one with speed and the other one will be full power. Okay, so this is just a bonus for you guys. So the one with speed will be in charge of actually getting all the stacks and whatever, and whenever the one that has like full attack and whatnot, they will also be using the 4-4 and whatever to actually destroy everything in its path and whatever, so on and so forth. Okay, so for the runes, we have over here, we got the Bonic, that this is, so every time you hit an enemy, you have a % chance to reduce current enemy team health by 6%. This is huge. This made a huge difference when it came to the D4s and everything. Okay, Bonic is your best in slot rune. If you don't have Bonic, try to get a legendary or an epic. Trust me, it will still work great, because right now I have a legendary one and it helped out a lot. It made a huge difference whenever I was doing the tier 20 D4, which by the way, you can even auto that tier 20 D4. Okay, it's crazy, the ridiculousness of this build. Me personally, to me, this is like the best build in the game, because you can do tier 20 world boss, you can do tier 21 world boss, Nordic, and you can also do beef. You know, in beef you will die occasionally and whatever with Manaska or whatever the name is, you know. Gudal, not yet. I have not been able to do it. Okay, so before I continue to go on a tangent, the next one will be Althal. Althal, it is while at full health, gain 10% in power. Most of the time with this build, you will always be at full health, so you will always have that 10% in power on top of you as well. So whenever that procs, you did an additional damage. Whenever the Bonic runes actually applies as well, you will reduce the enemy team by health by 6%. So you see where I'm going with this, right? The synergy and everything. And then over here you got your bird throw or whatever it's called. Let me see if I can find it, because these damn runes are crazy. Your bird throw. So while above 75% health, gain 15% more damage. Who doesn't love more damage, right? So all these runes play really well, and it goes in conjunction with the build. Okay, obviously I don't have bird throw either, so you can see that I don't have all the runes that I'm supposed to have, and I'm still killing it with this build. Okay, obviously for your major runes you're going to have everything dual strike. Okay, for your enchants, right now for my enchants I have everything towards dual strike, but best in slot for when it comes to the enchants, you're supposed to have 2.5 ricochet. Okay, you're supposed to have 2.5 speed, 2.5 EMP, and 2.5 lifesteal, right? So that way if you do get hit or whatever, the lifesteal is going to continue to proc and whatever, and you're going to get healed up really quick, because right now with both of these builds we're using offensive pets and we don't have no means of actually healing ourselves and all that stuff, etc. I've heard that I do apologize. I've heard that the ProtoPlague also gives you health and whatever. I don't see it nowhere. I think that's a hidden mechanic for the build or hardwood or whatever, so I really don't know. So just take that again with a grain of salt. Okay, so that is the runes, that is the enchants. Obviously your pets, whenever you hit an enemy, that's what you want to have. Okay, so when it comes now for the Proto Prime D4 build, look, this build I have tested a few of D4s and whatever, you know, it has worked out like a charm. If you haven't done tier 21 tier 20 D4, you can do tier 20 D4 easy with one familiar. I've seen people that they didn't even have the set all maxed out and whatever, they still managed to clear the tier 20 D4. You know, the best thing that you can do with that D4 is to actually have at least one familiar. Okay, at a minimum one familiar. Usually when I cleared it and whatever, I had only one familiar and myself, and that's it. And then just RNG and you will be able to beat that D4. Okay, so when it comes to the Proto Prime D4, everything is going to stay the same. The runes are going to stay the same, the enchants are going to stay the same, the setup, everything is going to stay the same. The only thing that will change is going to be your pet. You want a pet that it is full speed. Okay, all the stats towards speed, or the majority of the stats towards speed, and that's it. And now you got the set for the D4. Okay, so if you actually look in the previous picture, if you go back to the video and you look at the previous picture, remember when I talked about the turn rate? Remember, you want to be as fast as possible, because these D4s, you guys know that they hit hard, they hit like a truck, and sometimes RNG is not enough. Okay, so if you look into the last picture, the difference when it comes to attack from the last picture is 2000 TS. Okay, from the last build, and that build Zombie had it at 9k attack, and this one is 7k attack. Okay, so again, this one is pretty simple. You will be amazed and how good this setup is when it comes to clearing D4s and all that stuff, etc. You know, again, you need Weedy out there in order for you to get the full benefits for this build to actually come online. Okay, again, you can use the cutter if you don't have Weedy. If you don't have Weedy, you can use the cutter and whatever, but at the end of the day, it's a huge difference. You know, you will see it, and if you don't believe me, try it out, or try your different variations, and let me know in the comments below what you guys actually did when it comes to that. Okay. Yeah, so that is the setup, that is the build, and now I am going to show you in the calculator the difference when it comes to TS. I'm going to, for the example, I'm going to be using my stats. For example, I'm gonna switch from Phoenix all the way from, I mean, to, let's use Genbu, right? Because that way it's not too much of a variation when it comes to the attack, because obviously my drag has 11k attack. Okay, so okay, welcome back everybody. Okay, so let me show you what I mean about the turn rate. Okay, so right now my current turn rate, it is, I will show you right now. I have Phoenix on. Okay, so look at this, 4449, and my speed stat is 87825, and my total speed right now when it comes to this, it's at 0%. Okay, I don't have nothing, everything stays the same or whatever. Look, right now it is, my turn rate is 478,000. Okay, so this is my speed rate, my turn rate right now. Okay, so look, whenever I put on Genbu, right, just switching out a little bit of power stat and whatever, 8936 and 86480, it went down to 224,521. So that is a huge difference when it comes to turn rate. Okay, I mean, even if you had 15% speed, it will go up, right? So look, I'm gonna leave the speed how it is right now, and look what happens whenever I drop it down to 2,000 less, 6936, right? Look at the turn rate, boom, 317. So if I drop it down to 4,000, for example, my turn rate's at 515,000 whatever. Damn it, I can't, apparently I don't know English math now, like holy English numbers, damn. Anyway, so see, so that's what I was talking about. Whenever you, like, if you want to have higher turn rate, obviously the lower your attack is compared to your speed, that's where you're actually going to see like the huge difference when it comes to your turn rate and whatever, etc. Hopefully that should make sense, to be honest, because sometimes I suck at explaining things. Okay, perfect, guys. Welcome back again. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I told you it is a short video, straight to the point. There's not too much to explain about the build. The build is pretty straightforward. If you want to obliterate everything, if you want to get angry and mad because you need to be closing out the game and whatever, then just play this build. You know, me, I really love this build. It is really fun. I enjoy it. What I don't enjoy is every time it lags, it hangs, and I just need to close out the game and whatever, you know. I really hope that they come up with a fix pretty soon, at least for that part, so that doesn't happen no more. And then I will actually be using it. Okay, usually I'll go to Witchen because Witchen is efficient, it's quick, and you can clear through everything real quick and whatever. Raids, we all know that we all use Extort and whatever. That is one of the builds that I'm going to be covering eventually. I don't remember if it's going to be my next one or it will be the video after the next one or whatever, you know. So just stay tuned, and if you don't want to miss more of these videos and whatever, please don't forget to subscribe and smash that like button so this video can go out to the community. Share it with your friends, share it with your dog, share it for anybody that actually play Bit Heroes. Okay, I really do appreciate y'all. Thank you all for your time, and hey, I will see y'all in the next video. Peace out.